Hello everybody, Jason Farnham here with today's 5-minute English tip for all you non-native English speakers out there. Today I have a very basic tip for you, but it is something that is sometimes confusing to people, and that is subject-verb agreement. Okay, so remember that you have to have subject and verb agreement. Now that means, let's take the verb to be, okay? To be. This is gonna be more of an elementary English lesson. So if you already are comfortable with this, you got it, that's great, but you still might learn something. So I would encourage you to just still kind of pay attention to this. Because I learn things about English every day that I didn't know before as a native speaker. But subject-verb agreement, if we talk about the verb to be, right? The most basic thing you will see when you go to your first English class is this. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is. That's the third person. Those all use the same is. And of course, we are, you are. Now this you is different from this you. This is you singular. But this you is you all. You know, you all of you, right? But it's the same verb. And then, of course, they, those people over there, they are. Okay, so you just want to make sure. I've heard mistakes before, you know, he go, she go. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you use the correct verb for each subject. And the one to look out for is this one. This third person singular almost always is different from all the other ones, right? It's the one that uses is, while the rest of them don't do that, you know. I am, you are, but he is, she is, it is 11 o'clock. Let's take another verb. Let's take the verb practice. To practice your English, for example. If we take the verb to practice. Okay. To practice, right? Now, so of course you have I practice. Easy. You, singular, one person, you, practice, right? But here we go. He, she, or it. What's the verb? Practices. Practices. You have to have, here, I'm going to write it over here. Practices. Sorry, I ran out of space on here, but practices. You got to add that extra ES. Practices. He practices English every day. She practices the piano. It practices. It's, I don't know, a dog. It practices running. Normally for dogs, we do say he or she, but if you don't know, you say it, right? And then, of course, you know, we practice. Easy. And they practice. So notice these are all the same except for third person. He, she, or it, right? So you have to be careful because this one is different. I've heard, you know, he practice, she practice. No, you got to add that S, ES. Sometimes it's an S, sometimes it's an ES, depending on the verb. So your assignment, if you choose to accept it, is to practice. See how I did that? Practice that third person singular, because that's the one that is always different. So whatever verb you're using, practice the third person singular form. learn what that is. You know, maybe the verb is go, right? He goes, she goes. See, we have to add that es at the end, right? Work, he works, she works. Play, she plays piano, he plays basketball. Okay, so there you go. There is your 5-minute English tip for the day. I hope you have fun and practice the English, and I'll see you next time.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com